You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, let's talk about the Denver Broncos because Sean Payton has come out and made some comments that would lead you to believe that they are zeroing in on a potential trade, a big one, up to, my guess would be, with these comments, they're looking exactly at the Arizona Cardinals at number 4. We know Monty Ossenfort has come out and said, essentially, they're kind of open for business and they're already getting calls. Now, the Broncos need to know, and I'm sure they are very aware, that, of course, the Vikings have the collateral to move up to 4. Some would also say they got the collateral to move up to 3. And maybe the Broncos know that. And maybe the Broncos and the Vikings already have an idea of what each other's going to do. But as we know, the league meetings are going on, and things are starting to take shape, I think. Right here, Sean Payton, Broncos could realistically trade up, and they just come out and say the Cardinals are in a good spot. Now, we know Sean Payton, he loves him some JJ McCarthy. Sean Payton said he didn't attend JJ McCarthy's pro day, but had a private workout with him the next day. Spent 4 to 5 hours with him. Quote, made him make his throws all over again. So he put him through the paces. Now, a lot of people, obviously, JJ McCarthy's considered like the prototypical perfect guy to run Sean Payton's timing and rhythm offense. And so here we are. We know what he can do with quarterbacks that just don't have super cannons. JJ showed at the Combine he's got a better arm than I think anybody thought he had exactly. Not exactly a guy that got to show it off at Michigan because of the offense they ran, but he was very good in college on 3rd and 4th down, which, of course, are going to be your pressure downs and your downs that are going to most realistically mimic that NFL atmosphere, right? So let's take a look at this. Sean Payton is making no secret that the Broncos would consider trading the 4 overall in the 2024 NFL Draft. We'll take a look in a second. I've got the draft value chart up, and we'll show you exactly what it looks like it would take. Payton told Ian Rappaport of NFL Network that the Broncos have a, quote, realistic possibility of trading up from 12. He added that Cardinals general manager Monty Ossenfort is in a good place because Arizona currently owns the number 4 pick. Quote, it's good to be Monty right now. How much would it cost the Broncos to move up from 12 to number 3? If it's comparable to what the 49ers spent to move from 12 to 4 in 2021, that would mean the Broncos are giving up number 12 this year, their 1st and 3rd round picks in 2025, and their 1st round pick in 2026. It goes on to talk about the fact that Trey Lance did not work out. We all know that. I'm a Niners fan. It was a dumpster fire. It was a terrible move. So, in case you're wondering what exactly the Broncos have to be able to do this, they've got their 1st round pick that is 12th overall. Now, what is that pick worth? The Arizona Cardinals currently set at 1,800 points with the number 4 pick. The Broncos, that pick has 1,200 points in value. That number 12, all right? So, right there, they've got to make up at least 600 and probably more points. And obviously, in case you're wondering, the Vikings, 1,250. And let me go down, 760 from the 11th and 23rd picks. Exactly the value to either get the 3 or get the 4. All right? Plus, you've got the instant gratification of getting 2 picks back. Now, what I've got to wonder here is, do the Broncos already have an idea of who exactly the Patriots are taking, or does he know if the Patriots already have a trade worked out at 3? All right, again, the Vikings don't make the trade that they make not having something The parameters, my guess is with a trade with the Cardinals and or the Patriots already worked out in some way, form, or fashion. Now, the problem the Broncos have, you see it right there, they have no second-round pick. All right? They do have a third-round pick, and the value on that pick is, well, it's not great. All right? It's 210 points, so obviously you put that together, you're still trying to make up 400 points, and most likely they want something more like 500, 600, 700. Anyway, that's where you start running into, well, you're going to have to give up a pick next year. And you look at 2025, this is a spot track. This is what the Broncos have, and they got collateral next year. And a lot of it, they got 7 picks. So they've got a first-round pick, second-round pick, third-round pick, fourth-round pick. All right? So most likely, the Broncos would give up this year's first and next year's first, along with at least a third-round pick, maybe some form of a second-round pick next year. Now, they're saying here 3 number 3s. All right? But I don't know. I don't know if that's exactly how that's going to end up working out. But it's pretty clear the top of the draft could look a lot different than it looks right now. All right, when we get to draft day or on draft day, by the time the bell actually rings and we start going, you could see the Patriots not at 3, but the Vikings, and the Broncos at 4. All right, they're very aware. Now, the question is, if the Vikings pulled a wild card, and I think most people believe they want Drake May because there's a big connection between Josh McCown, their quarterback coach, and Drake May. But if there was let's say a change of mind, they decide to pivot to JJ at 3 if they trade up, well, would Sean Payton want Drake May? Well, certainly a stronger armed version he's got a better arm than JJ, although I don't think it's nearly as spaced out as people thought it was, say, this time 2 weeks ago. All right, they both, after the combine, both exhibited, May didn't throw, but JJ, well, he showed he had an arm, and Drake May, well, everybody knows he's got a gun, right? So that's going to be interesting. It also gives you an idea, look, the Vikings are ready to make a move, and it looks like the Broncos are lining up to make a move. What the Vikings and the Broncos know is they got to get ahead of the Giants. All right? They got to get ahead of the Giants. So, because the Giants, my feeling is they're taking Drake May or JJ McCarthy, whoever's left over, at 6. So, if you're one of those teams and you want those 2 guys, you're going to have to get ahead of the Giants in all of this. Very interesting. Things are starting to shape up and look like they could end up going exactly how a lot of people think. Now, Bo Nix is a wild card in all this, right? I mean, is there a world where Bo Nix, the Broncos would trade up and grab Bo Nix? Instead, would the Giants take Bo Nix as opposed to JJ or Drake May? It's interesting. Tell me what you think. This is a big deal. It's pretty clear. The Broncos are eyeing that number 4 pick now strongly. Question is, do they have enough to make the trade without having a second-round pick this year? So you're probably looking at a first this year, the 12th, whatever next year's first ends up being. Ugh, I don't love the idea of giving up that kind of compensation for any player, really. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.